Hey guys, how's everybody doing today? So, I'm still in Northern California, really enjoying my stay here. First thing I have to say is everybody here has been so welcoming and so nice and cordial to me. I can't give enough shouts out, especially to Miss Becky. You know, wonderful people here. So today I want to talk about my final gear review for the PCT. PCT was an amazing adventure. I know I said I was going to go to the Arizona Trail, and I still have plans to go down there. It's not done yet. Obviously, I probably won't do the whole hike, but I'm definitely going to go down there and do some hiking. Maybe even Utah. Not sure yet. So obviously, first thing you notice, yep, trail beard is gone. But you know what? I kind of miss it, so I'm thinking about growing it back. But first off, let me say, the most important thing was an ass pad. This thing had so many uses. I covered my tent when I carried it on the outside of my pack. Obviously, sitting on it, used as a doormat in and out of my tent. So many uses. Loved it. Camp shoes. Do you need them? No, obviously you don't have to have camp shoes. But again, you know what? I love these things. If I need to do a river crossing, I could switch to these. I didn't have to do that a lot this year. Most of the time I could find a log or rocks. But in and out of the tent quick, hefty your business, and you want to get out of your shoes, especially if they're damp, wet, let them dry. Give your feet a break, let them air out. Camp shoes, loved them. These are a little heavier. I'm sure you can find other ones. These are from Free Waters. They didn't cost me much. I think like 30 bucks or something like that. But yeah, I wouldn't do another thru hike without a pair of these. My rain gear. Didn't really use it. Didn't rain too much. Yeah, it was good stuff. I had the pants and the bottoms. You know, they weren't cheap. They were quite expensive from Marmot. Pit zips. They were good gear. But biggest issue I had in the rain was my ULA pack. Now, I'm still not going to say ULA pack is a bad pack. I love ULA products. I'll tell you that right now. The only problem is the fabric that it's made out of absorbs moisture. The rain cover, pack cover you can buy from ULA, it wets through. The pack got heavier and heavier and everything inside's wet. People said I had too many dry bags. They were wrong. You know, but hey, ULA pack is a great pack. This is the Catalyst. I had the Circuit. Obviously it was stolen. Y'all heard about that if you were watching. But ULA pack was a nice pack. You know, it's black on the back. It's not uncomfortable. I did find, for some reason, later on in the hike, it was starting to wear around my belt region, on my back, giving me calluses. I don't know why. Not really sure why that happened. By the time that happened, I really hadn't lost any more weight. So I don't understand why it took that long to start, you know, rubbing on my back. Give me a back rash, pack rash, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, I wouldn't say don't buy ULA pack. The Sunbrella, I carried it almost the entire way. It was completely useless. Yeah, I didn't give it up, but I wouldn't recommend buying one of those. I don't really think it's necessary. You know, with the wind, a couple times I used it, like leaving Scissors Crossing out of Julian. I used it as a sunblock because it was hot as heck. But walking uphill, the wind was pulling me backwards. And and I really didn't care for it too much. Never gave it up. Don't think I'd ever carry one of these on another hike. But like I said, ULA pack, I'm not gonna say anything bad about it other than it's not waterproof. It held up beautifully. A lot of people said it looked brand new. I mean, it doesn't look brand new, trust me. But I kept it clean and tried to, and I take care of my gear. I don't just throw it around. So, but the pack itself held up very well, except for the chest strap. The sternum strap kept breaking, kept trying to sew it. I jerry-rigged it up. It was never as comfortable after that. But, you know, I mean, come on. You can't expect things to last forever, right? So, ULA pack will stay with me, but for a through hike, probably will never carry this again. Now, the pack I switched over to, Hyperlite 4400. Obviously, there's nothing here on the back. There's a small piece of padding in there, but it's the Dyneema, and amazingly, it was not that hot. You know, the ULA even seemed hotter. The pack rode amazingly comfortable. I mean, I know I only have like 70-something miles on the pack on the PCT, but it was really a very comfortable pack. One thing about the 4400, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't actually got another bear can, because I gave my bear can to Bradley, or Wheels, who met in Tahoe. It's extremely tall when opened up. It's listed as a 70-liter pack, but that's not counting the outside. This one is basically the same, but it counts the outside pockets. So this one is really probably like an 85-liter pack when you really get down to it. So in the tent, it was awful tall. Not a deal breaker. The 3400 would be a little shorter. And the only thing is the bear can. But again, I have not put a bear can in this, so I cannot tell you if it fits or not. But I'm not unhappy I bought the bear can, or the 4400, excuse me. So again, everything I had was in dry bags. This is my clothes bag. Every night I put a set of merino wool base layer top and bottoms on, sleep socks. I like to get into clean clothes, or as clean as they could be. Didn't want to stay in my hiking clothes. Again, that's added extra weight. But my sleeping quilt still really has no scent to it, which I'm glad about. I shared a hotel room with another hiker, and he had his quilt out, and literally the room reeked from his quilt because he slept in his hiking clothes every night. So that's just me. I like to get into clean clothes, or again, as clean as they can be. And sleeping, they're not getting that dirty. I took a shower every night using wet wipes, or if there's a creek or whatever, try to clean up as much as possible. Again, keeping the feet clean is a very important deal. Don't go to bed with dirty feet. You know, come on, clean up. It's going to help blisters, and if feet aren't happy, you're not going to hike. It's all right. My quilt, you guys have seen it. I'm not going to pull it out. Cedar Ridge Outdoors. Like I said, I had issues with the owner. He was a bum to me when I tried to contact him about things about the quilt size, things like that. The quilt was amazing. Love the quilt. 10 degree. I was warm no matter what the temperature was. So I love the quilt. I've heard a lot of people now have had great reactions when they've called the company. So maybe it was just a bad day or a bad week for the owner. I don't know. But yes, Cedar Ridge Outdoor Quilt, 10 degree, weighs, I think it was like, you have to look it up. I think like 24 ounces, something like that. Amazing quilt, not a tear in it. A little bit of the stitching in the foot box is starting to come apart, but it's still holding up very well. So again, love the quilt. What else we got in here? All right, my duplex. Duplex was an amazing tent, very roomy. Obviously it's a single wall, so condensation became an issue when it got moist in Washington. The bag that they give you for the duplex, not a bad bag. It's a little tight. You can get in there as long as you take care of your tent, put it up together right. You can even stuff it in there. It'll fit. Unfortunately, the little drawstring that cinches the top, if you guys remember in the Sierra, I lost my tent. That little drawstring comes off and it grabs a branch and it, just like a pickpocket, it's gone. So I switched to a Sea to Summit dry bag, 8 liter. Plenty enough room, didn't have to worry, and I didn't have the little string. And I think it would keep the tent a little safer. So again, you're adding weight, depending how big of an issue that is to you. My pack was normally, with water and food, leaving town, I carried a lot of water. It was roughly 50 pounds the entire way. 44 to 50. With ice axe, microspikes, it was 50 pounds. I carried a lot of water. I drink a lot of water. I don't like to dry camp. So it was heavy. But you know what? I got used to it and it was fine for me. A lot of people want to be a lot lighter. Personal preference. But the Z-Pex duplex tent, loved it. I wish I could have switched out in Washington. Condensation got really bad, but it wasn't that bad you couldn't deal with it. And I would say the stuff sack that I got, well, dry bag from Sea to Summit, I like that better. Kept it more protected, I believe. So again, you guys seen the duplex. The only issue I had with this is one zipper. You have two zippers on both sides on your half moon. The one zipper, when you close it, it doesn't seal the zip. So 3 out of 4, 100%. So when it got later in the hike, I just had to leave that zipper down further and use the one further over and over. Love the tent. I'm still going to use it. Depending where I hike next year, I may go to a Big Agnes. Still considering, or I may keep this. I don't know. The weight's beautiful. It weighs almost nothing. Check the specs. You guys got internet. All right, what else we got in here? Outdoor Research Puppy. 800 fill. One little tear in the arm. Kept me warm. It was comfortable. Again, no issues with it. Bleach gone on it when my bleach bottle broke. That's hard to say. So it's got some fancy color in it now. But still, the fabric isn't having issues because of the bleach stains. So, hey, outdoor research, love the puppy. One thing I would never go on a hike without, possum wool gloves. Possum down. I sleep all over the place. My hands are always everywhere. Loved them. Again, personal preference. All this stuff is extra weight. Obviously, you need a puppy. I would say you need gloves. You need rain gear. You need all this stuff. A lot of people didn't even carry some of this stuff. My sleeping pads. You guys know about my love of the Nemo tensor. But it kept delaminating. I went through 2 of them. I bought the Thermarest Neo Air. I'm not a big fan of Thermarest. It wasn't uncomfortable. The weight's right. Again, I think this one's, again, you got to check the specs because I'm going to probably tell you wrong. but I think this one, it's the wide, regular wide version. I think it was like 15 ounces, something like that. Can't remember exactly. I really don't care. I'm not an ounce counter. I wish my Nemo Thermarest would have held out. That is the most comfortable pad. It makes no noise. This one, the R rating is a little better. But honestly, I still felt this was colder than my Nemo. I think the Nemo was 3.4 and this is like 3.9. Again, check the specs. I'm probably wrong. I know this one was higher, but it didn't feel as warm, wasn't as comfortable, but I didn't use it that long either. So I don't know how well it's going to hold up long term, but I got to call Nemo and talk to them because I really think they should send me a new one. But for right now, this is what I got. All right, what else we got in here? All right, my cook pot. Obviously, I mean, there's all kinds of different ones. This is a Toaks. I had no issues with it. I boiled water. That's basically all I did. Still in perfect shape. You know, stove, canister fit in there. My Optimus stove was the head's bigger. I like that because it doesn't burn the bottom so much if you are cooking other things. So it's a little iffy to fit in there perfectly, but I had no issues with my Optimus stove either. It was excellent. And it's got a big wide area for the pot to sit on. So I love my Toaks pot, Optimus stove, and obviously I kept it in this little stuff sack. You know, I could always find it, wouldn't have to worry, and it was in my pack, but keeps everything nice and tight together. And you know, for as long as I was on trail, almost 6 months, stuff sack still looks almost new. Again, I really try to take really good care of my gear, so loved it. My spoon, titanium. Can't remember who it's from. I think it's from Toaks also. Obviously, the spoon held up, no issues. Other than that, in here I don't have much else. I mean, I got, you know, I still got a jar of Nutella in here. Figure that out. I used a water bladder, big zip. Again, I drink a lot of water. I like having helicopter flying over. I like having the little valve right there. You know, it's hard to reach back. The ULA is much easier to grab your water bottle. And the Hyperlite, very difficult. But I don't want to have to try to do this anyways. So I carried the big zip, Platypus. And basically I didn't really have any issues with this, except it did want to leak around the mouthpiece. So I just had to make sure I turn it off. No big deal. You know, one day hiking, I know I had 2 liters in here, it was full. I went to get a drink, there was nothing left. It was just leaking out as I was hiking. So realized it was just dripping from the mouthpiece here at the end. So just kept it closed, never had another issue. So, you know, this pack, very, very happy with it. Hip belt, not as adjustable as ULA, can't move up and down. ULA, you can slide that hip belt up and down to make it ride a little better on your shoulders and around your belt area. One thing, again, ULA is better about. But this one, I got the large because I'm right at the number for the medium large. And Hyperlite says to go the higher. This thing rode perfect. It felt very comfortable on my shoulders. It was a little uncomfortable per se on my clavicle or whatever the heck this is called up here. But I think that was just because it was new and I wasn't used to it. And using my ULA pouch, the little clip from this kind of digs in for some reason. I don't know why. There's padding underneath of it, but I don't know. I would like to get the actual chest pouch for the ULA. When I figure out where the heck I'm going to go to, I probably will do that. But again, all my gear except for the sleeping pad, which again, I love my Nemo pad. I love them. You know, I mean, I really, really wish I was still sleeping on a Nemo pad. But it just kept delaminating. You know, there weren't punctures. I took care of it. You know, I made sure every night when I set up my tent, I'd take a branch, I'd sweep it, I'd look for rocks, I'd look for anything sharp. I'd take time setting up my stuff. Like I say, I try to take really good care of my gear. So I don't understand why that pad had so many delamination issues. I didn't overfill it. You know, I'm not a real heavy guy. It wasn't like I was pushing the envelope for a weight, but it just kept doing it. Two of them, exact same issues. So, I don't know. So, gear review for 2020 PCT. ULA is a good pack. Rides nice. It's adjustable. You know, I lost some weight right off the bat. I put some weight on purpose. So it wasn't too long. I lost a little weight. I was able to switch out the hip belt. I do like the actual strap for the hip belt better on the Hyperlite. It's much wider. On the buckle for the ULA, it's only an inch. I think this is 1.5 inches, but it's got two different lines that come into it. It was kind of a pain in the bum. It would kind of go this way, that way, and it wasn't very easy to latch when you had stuff on. It always felt like I had to undo it, suck it in, and then tighten it. And one issue I had. Second issue, this tiny little strap over the top. If you're going to carry a bear can, obviously on the ULA, my bear can fit inside horizontally. I wouldn't trust this. It was okay for my butt pad, and I would throw in maybe a shirt or something on top. If it got sweaty, could hold it, take it off quick. But again, those are a couple issues I had with that pack. On the ULA, with this larger clip and everything, once I set it, it was almost like the old set it and forget it deal you see on TV. I didn't have to adjust it. And I noticed a lot of people that had this pack, or similar, 3400 Southwest, or you know, whatever. They never seemed to be adjusting very much. And I was doing it every time. I'd undo it, do it again on my ULA. When I got this pack, I really didn't have to do that. So the hip belt, it's not you know, interchangeable. It can't slide up and down, but it was more comfortable being the wider strap. So I don't know how many people are hoping to hike the PCT next year. Obviously the PCTA is just a bunch of garbage. Those folk don't give a darn about hikers. They still send me emails about donating to them though, even though they won't recognize what we all did this year, which again, bad on you guys. Not my viewers, PCTA guys. You know, they just want money, they don't care. I mean, I heard from places that they literally called and said, do not help hikers this year. That really pissed me off. But hey, that's my gear review for this year on the PCT. It was an amazing, amazing, amazing journey. I met some great, wonderful people. I'm going to give a shout out right now. I'm in NorCal, And the people here have been so welcoming and loving and just amazing. And it's been a great transition from on trail to off trail. I still kind of feel like I am on trail, excuse me. So beautiful here in the mountains. Miss Becky, if she ever watches this, thank you so much for everything you've done for me. Been an amazing lady. Thomas, her son, Lacey, her daughter, wonderful people. Everybody in this area, wonderful. Dangeroso, who invited me to come down, thank you very much for inviting me. It's been amazing. Gonna hang out here a little while longer, and then I'm gonna decide exactly where I want to go. Like I said, I still have plans to go down to Arizona, maybe some Utah. Not exactly sure. So, all right, guys, that's my 2020 gear review. Like I said, it was an amazing adventure. The people in the towns were very happy to have us. You know, they were so welcoming. Only a few places. A gear shop in Quincy. Figure this one out. Didn't want hikers coming in. The owner, the woman there, basically said, I hope hikers don't come in. And she's talking to me. Guess what I was? A hiker. So, you know what? They didn't have anything there anyways. I had to buy some socks. Wish I hadn't given them any money. But Quincy as a whole, great people. Very, very welcoming. Everybody was offering me rides. Quincy, I love you. Gear shop, not as much. So, hey, that's my gear review. I'm having a great time, relaxing in NorCal. Helped out a little bit. Gonna be here for a little while longer. Figure out where I want to go. So, hey, I hope everybody is having a great afternoon, night, evening, morning, weekend, wherever you guys are. And again, hey, thanks for watching. And hey, if you will, hit that subscribe button. If I get to that 1,000 number, maybe I can make $1. I'm only at like 439. I'll probably never get there. But hey, thank every one of you guys that watch, every one of you guys subscribe. I love you all, and I thank you for watching and subscribing and following me. It's so amazing that many of you guys are willing to look at this idiot. So, hey, thanks again. Love y'all. Hey, get out if you have a chance. Hike. Get outside. It's beautiful. All right, guys. We'll talk to you next time. And hopefully you guys continue to follow me on Jelly Bean Hikes. All right, guys.